NFPA code for hazard materials is NFPA 400. NFPA code for piping installation of combustible gas is NFPA 54 National Fuel Gas Code. NFPA code testing for door rating is specified in NFPA 252. NFPA code for linen and jute is NFPA 82. NFPA code for installation of standpipe and hose system, NFPA 14. Deputes floor intervals for high-rise required for every 20 stories. Maximum distance of hard standing from building facade is 10 meters. Condition on sprinkler provisions, all of the above. Building considered as high-rise in Qatar from 28 meters above. In regards of proper exit design, what is the first thing to consider? Shortest distance to exit. Refer basic means of egress, NFPA 101, Chapter 7. Number 1 safety consideration for storage of chemicals is classify the hazardous material. Fire rating for 4-story building stairways, 2 hours, wall and 1.5 hour for door. Referral code adopted by QCDD is NFPA. Water can be used to surpass from of fire. Electric fire is using foam, CO2 and FM 200. Fire-rated wall other than firewall is fire barrier. Fire resistant rating for column type 111, supporting more than one floor, 1 hour. Refer to NFPA 220 standard for building construction. 1 is for wall, 1 is for column and beam, 1 is for floor. What is occupancy category for restaurant with 30 occupants? Mercantile. Another element of component which contribute for creating the fire is shown in fire tetra dome. Vertical clearance height of fire engine access 4.5 meters. Minimum width of new stair to occupancy load equal to more than 50 is 1120 millimeter. Turning access of fire engine shall be provided for every refer to NFPA 1. Occupancy category for temporary loading with or without cooking facilities for less than 16 persons is allowed. A building of groups of buildings under the same management in which they are sleeping accommodation for more than 16 persons and primary use by transit for lodging without meals is hotel. A building of space in a building with which group sleeping accommodation are provided for more than 16 persons who are not members of the same family in one room or series of closely associated rooms under joint occupancy and single management with or without meals but without individual cooking facilities is dormitory. Turning access for the fire engine if dead and exceed previous QCDD requirements, 46 meter. New QCDD requirements is 80 meters. Remoteness to exit access, and exit discharge. This new building must be located at a distance from one another, not less than a length of the maximum overall diagonal dimension of the non-sprinkled building or area to be served measured in straight line between the nearest edge of the exit access or exit discharge is 1/2 or 1/3 of the building is fully sprinkled. External opening access for fireman shall not exceed 12 meters. Protection for ducts opening on apartment building more than 4 floors to hours. The minimum wind for exit corridor of apartment building non-sprinkler 1120 millimeter. The minimum new door width shall be 850. The minimum new stair width shall be 915 millimeter. A building or structure in which two or more classes of occupancy is multiple occupancy. A wall shall be split between the two uses to prevent the fire transfer is compartment or firewall. Apartment building less than or equal 15 meters height. What is the occupancy classification? Is low-rise building. Office space with occupancy load of 50 person. How many exits required? 2 exits. Occupancy factor for healthcare is 22.3 square meter per person. What is the maximum dead end for non-sprinkled apartment is 10.7 meter. The occupancy used for the transaction of business other than mercantile is business occupancy. The hazard of contents classification is R, low, ordinary, and high. For high-rise apartment protected with sprinkler, what are the fire rating requirements for flood exit 1 hour? Firefighting lobby include fire lift and stair enclosure. Apartment building, the minimum width of corridor with more than 50 shall be 1120 millimeter. An occupancy used to provide medical to 4 or more patients is healthcare occupancy. The maximum rise of new stair is 180 millimeter. An intermediate level between the floor and the ceiling of any room not exceed 1/3 to mezzanine. A continuous and unobstructed way of travel from any point in a building is means of egress. The minimum distance for the exit remoteness for the sprinkler room is 1/3 diagonal. The main two criteria to identify the exit width is clear width and clear height. Fire command center area is 9 square meter, width of 2.5 meter. Occupancy used to provide care for a group of people other than their relatives in a period less than 24 hours is daycare occupancy. The main elements of egress is exit, exit access, exit discharge. Fire resistance rating of column for type 2, 111, supporting one floor only is 1 hour 8. High-rise building more than 30 story shall be provided with refuge floor and interval of not more than 20 story. University instructional classroom under 50 person is business occupancy. Fire pump room when a basement shall be located not lower than one basement depth. Protection for ducts opening or shaft on apartment building more than 4 story is 2 hours. For external access to site and building, 4 meters wide road access with gradient 1:8.3. The angle of approach and departure of any piece of egress is 20 or 1 meter. Drop to 20 meter with 24-ton capacity along access road. Fire engine hard standing or FEH is 6 by 15 meters with 45 tons capacity is to stationary load. TD from the fire engine pump to any point 60 meters for residential and shared development communities. TD from fire engine pump to any point of institution not exceeding habitable height of 10 meters, 50 meters away from the hydrant. FEH 2 meter minimum is 10 meters maximum away from the base of the wall. FEH turning access road 3.5 meters and 7 meters respectively. External access opening 20 meters apart along external wall, curtain wall. External exit access opening 850 by 1000 millimeter seal of 1100 millimeter in height of 1800 from FFL. Factory and storage height of less than 10 meters are accepted for the access opening. Applicable to building not to exceed habitable height of 10 meters. Turning road radius R1 is equals to 3.5, R2 equals to 7.5, R3 equals to 8.5 meters. Applicable to building exceeding habitable height of 10 meters. Turning road radius R1 equals 7, R2 equals 11, R3 equals 12,